Labour Party people have no understanding of what is development. We have 3 ministers enough. In closing, Reginald Austri, Roosevelt Skerritt, and Ian Douglas. And you know who was there when Ross left? Those three stooges. They sat down like 3 blind mice and looked at Ross go and did nothing. But as I have said before, and I will say again, prosperity will return to our land. This formidable United Workers' Party, Team Dominica, will be that team to bring jobs, to bring prosperity, to bring economic vitalization to your country. I want to thank you for coming here tonight. I want to thank you, Cottage people, Lago people, Capuchin people, Clifton people. I want to thank you, Dominica, for coming and stand with us in solidarity. Stand with Team Dominica, the winning team, the next government that will lead this country into prosperity. I thank you, and tonight, workers!
Mr. DJ, ladies and gentlemen, do you understand why that we will be taking the cottage constituency? Because Marcus is a gentleman who understands clearly what the people need. And therefore we will be taking that constituency. But enough, ladies and gentlemen, has suffered tremendously because of the exit of Ross. And therefore I must ask Jefferson James, our candidate for the Portsmouth constituency, to speak and express solidarity with the people of Picard, the property owners of Picard. The banks are now suffering because Ross exit, and these property owners owe millions to the banks, and they have no means of meeting their commitments. The United Workers' Party have you in mind, and we shall ensure that you become better off and able to pay your loan when we get into office. Jefferson James is here to address you, ladies and gentlemen, for the Portsmouth constituency.
Yes, I. This is the Workers' Party.
Yes, workers! I bring you greetings from the north, Portsmouth, Dodan, Bond, Lanvilla, Picard. Bienvenido todo el mundo. Estamos aquí esta noche para celebrar la victoria. My brothers and sisters, I tell you this evening that when I go around Portsmouth sometimes, I tell them I am not a politician. You know why? Because Portsmouth does not need a politician. In Portsmouth, I hear politicians saying, Otisak Noya. But tonight I am saying, Ola Ross Ale! Ola Ross Ale, the same one that say, Otisak Noya. I have that question for you. Because Ross has been the backbone of our economy in Portsmouth. The Picard area, all the landlords today, they are suffering because this failure administration gave them a hope that something is happening. Today, we know that election has called and nothing has happened in the Picard area. Ross was asking for simple things, proper infrastructure, the very things that the people in Picard, Portsmouth was asking for.
a proper hospital. To date, we still do not have these things. So we cannot go on again in Portsmouth believing those lies. And that is why we say change is a must. For too long they have taken us for granted. My brothers and sisters, we have a housing issue where they develop some apartment buildings. The people from Picard, Glanvilla, they are the ones that stood up because this is a basic necessity that the people need. A place to call home, a place they can build a house. And this administration had turned around and used the people. They took the land from beneath the feet of the people. And today you find a lot of persons outside of the Picard Glanvilla area benefiting from that housing, while the people have been left behind. For this reason, we say in Portsmouth, change is a must. My brothers and sisters, I'll tell you, I'll give you a little story. From a very tender age, I raised up in Portsmouth from a single mother raising 5 children. You know how hard it is. The third of this side, where the first is one that is challenged. My first sister, dumb and deaf. So I know the struggles that single mother go through. I know the struggles that a challenged young person can go through growing up in this society. And so when I stand up before you today, I put before me these people in society, the single mothers, the young challenged in society. I know the struggles, and that is why with this team, the formidable team of United Workers' Party, we are not going to follow the roots of this Labour Party. We will put our people first. So our single mothers, you will be accounted for. The physically challenged, the elderly, we will consider you and ensure that you have a better future in this land. So when I stand, my brothers, to represent my people, not as a politician, but to bring representation to Portsmouth, we are going to capitalize on all the resources that we have to ensure that we have a better economy. We will ensure that we have proper infrastructure, a proper healthcare system in place, so that Ross and other universities that want to come to our shore will not have this to go through. That both Ross and the citizens of the Portsmouth constituency will enjoy a better future with Team Dominica and the United Team, my brothers and sisters. I said change is a must, and rest assured that this coming election, Portsmouth has a surprise for you. Portsmouth will surprise each and every Dominican here. Rest assured, as we go forward, we say forward ever, backward never. Change is a must. We move forward with the United Workers' Party under the leadership of Lennox Linton and these formidable candidates. Let us move on to victory, my people. Victory, I say.
People of the North, and Picard in particular, to get your apartments filled, you must get rid of Ian Douglas. It's simple as that. It's simple as that, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, our village councils have been attacked by this incompetent administration. And someone to speak to you very briefly in solidarity message is Jameson Fountain, ladies and gentlemen of Lapland, as he addressed you briefly as to the issues surrounding our local government, ladies and gentlemen.
Lapland! Yes, 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 Lapland, Delis, Botica, we are here. And ladies and gentlemen, I am starting to like this. My voice is a little hoarse, but I'm going to bring it out. I'm starting to like this. They are afraid. They are afraid. And guess what? I won the village council in La Plaine twice. They removed me. They have not sworn me in for 11 months. What are they afraid of? But I want to tell Roosevelt Skerrit a message. I did it on the local level, and I'm going to show them how we do it on a national level. We're going to show them how we do it on a national level, because they're afraid that man. They're afraid me and Francisca Joseph going to beat Kent Edwards. Let me hear you say, labor is over. Labor is over. Johnny Estefans, all of them are going down the drain. Don't worry about them. Do not worry about them. Do not be afraid. Do not be intimidated. Because, ladies and gentlemen, it doesn't have a prime minister. It doesn't have a government anymore. They are gone. Right now, come out, all of you, put your foot down. I say, put your foot. Put your foot. And on December 6th, we are going to win Grand Four. Let us say together, we are going to win Grand Four. We are going to win La Plaine. We are going to win Cassibros. We are going to win Carry Preserve. And guess what? Guess what? They're launching the lady here. But guess what? We are going to win. So for Rosso. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Mr. DJ, please fix that problem, Mr. DJ. Ladies and gentlemen, we have no issue with the East. We are taking the East. Ebayosafsa, they know that. We are taking the East. And he right now, the man with the Obia shoes, is now in Grand for sharing money. But we tell him his $100 bill can go anywhere. Nuka pwegwa for. Nuka pwegwa for. Ever I say Nuka vetizo. Papini on the East. We are warning all you. We are warning all you, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, we continue. We continue as we address you. And I call here Mr. Davis George of the Calibishi constituency, Pebush constituency, the man who understands everything about fishing and what he can do and what the United Workers' Party will do to create jobs in the fishing industry. I call here to address you briefly, Mr. Davis George, ladies and gentlemen.
Walker! Nothing? Okay. From the Pebush constituency, we will be investing about $10 million in the fishing industry. Do you know what that $10 million is going to do for the fishermen out there, people? We will fix up all the fish landing sites. We have the fishermen who is now going out at seas, coming back with their catch, selling it for $5, $6, $7. But they have to buy gas for $11 and $12 a gallon. Can you imagine that, people? So we will organize those things. Fishermen, have no fear. We will organize the fishermen. We will set them up so that they can make money. You understand? We will equip the fishermen. So have no fear, fishermen. Mr. DJ, what you saying? People, we love you. I don't have much time. We love you. We love you. One love. Workers is on the way to victory. And we see it already. We on the way to victory, people. So have no fear. Have no fear. One love. One love. I love you.
Yes, 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 Mr. DJ. The people are asking for the music. I sympathize with you, the people. Mr. DJ will come soon. Ladies and gentlemen, one of the key policy approaches of the United Workers' Party is to ensure that our fishermen stop going to the sea and spending just a couple hours. So we shall make sure that every major fishing site in Dominica, Marigot, Roseau, and Portsmouth, the 3 major centers will be equipped with fishing trawlers, ladies and gentlemen. At least 3 at each one of them. So when the fishermen go out there, like they do in Grenada and other places, they can stay out there for a week. And when they bring their catch, it will be sold automatically. They don't have to sit there and looking to sell a pound of fish. This is what the United Workers' Party, under the leadership of Lennox Linton, the incoming Prime Minister of Dominica, shall do for this country, ladies and gentlemen. We understand development, and we understand what is necessary to make sure Dominica get on the right path. But you have a role to play, and that role is to ensure on polling day, utiweyo, 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 ladies and gentlemen. It is my pleasure to call to the microphone right now the man who is the parliamentary representative for the most militant community in Dominica, Salisbury, Salisbury, where are you, Salisbury? Hector Sparks John, ladies and gentlemen.
Workers! Are you ready? Are you ready? December 6, we hitting them for 6. December 6. Or December 6, we giving them more leaks. Brothers and sisters, I bring you warm greetings from the people of Salisbury, Coolibistry, and Montrachet. And the people of Salisbury, Coolibistry, and Montrachet say that they are ready. As our good friend from Salisbury would say, the very we ready! We ready! Brothers and sisters, corruption kills. And anywhere you have corruption, it will destroy homes, communities, your dreams. If inside your home, the husband or wife misusing the funds, you will have problems at home. If you are part of an organization and they're misusing the funds, you will have issues. So why do we allow our government to misuse our funds? People of Dominica, decision time is December 6th. And corruption has plagued Dominica. If you play with dogs, you will lie with fleas. Show me your company, I will tell you who you are. So you have people like Angela Singh, Francesco Corallo, Alison Madwike, and Ali Reza Monferred. All of them have been arrested. But recently, Monferred was sent 20 years in prison and was charged, you have to pay back $1.3 billion. But he went to court. So the court documents will show Dominica. It will show his friends in Dominica. It will show that he was in Mont Daniel. My brothers and sisters, that is affecting our economy. It is affecting foreign direct investment. And that is why on December 6th, you have to make a change and put in the United Workers' Party. December 6th, you have to bring in your new Prime Minister, a man of integrity, a man that knows what to do, a man with a solid team, the Honorable Lennox Linton. Brothers and sisters, the United Workers' Party is about Dominica. And for us to go forward to ensure that we have foreign direct investment and to ensure that we create the enabling environment for our businesses to thrive, we have to vote in a good government, the best government. Brothers and sisters, you have to ensure that you put your eggs by the saw. For too long, we allow people to distract us. We allow people to buy us. Brothers and sisters, it is decision time on December 6th. And we have to stamp, if you want to stamp out corruption, you have to stamp out Roosevelt Skerrit and the Dominica Labour Party. Brothers and sisters, as I said, corruption affects your economy. And you heard what happened just before the Creole Music Festival. Sorry. Come on, man. Come on. Brothers and sisters, before the World Creole Music Festival, you heard what happened. First time in a long time, civil servants couldn't get their money to go and see for the festival. But we are hearing that the government had an overdraft at one of the local banks of $50 million. But we are hearing they have moved it to $150 million in the reds. So you know that is a problem. And brothers and sisters, we are hearing that has contributed to Skerrit calling the election. But where is our $1.2 billion? Brothers and sisters, listen well, you know. Two foreigners, Paolo Zampoli and Mohammed Azaria. Two foreigners, you know, fighting for our money. And Dominicans do not want to ask about the $1.2 billion. Does that make sense to you? Foreigners fighting for our money, but we don't want to ask about our money that is missing. Brothers and sisters, and that is why on Decision Day, December 6th, to clean up Dominica, to give Dominica a fresh start. You saw what happened yesterday? Since Skerrit called the election, the country was quiet. It is well with my soul. The country is quiet. Yesterday morning, thunder, lightning, rain, purging our country. Our country is ready for the new government under the leadership of Lennox Linton. Put your eggs by the saw. And remember, your new government is the United Workers' Party. The saw for sure. Vote the United Workers' Party. God bless and good night.
Patriots, how you feeling? You looking good tonight. Put your hands together for Brother Hector Spags John. And I'll tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, we have to take care of a little technical issue for about 3 minutes. So the tools I have is not to fight. Mr. DJ, give the people some nice music for me, please. Let the people shake their waists. Otherwise, I'm going to have to dance myself. All right. I think they're looking for a special song, so in the meantime, we're going to do the work.
Because look, today we facing dictator again and before. Look, they're recruiting young brothers who are willing to turn the guns on their brothers. They even want to change the constitution, all for the protection of a corrupt politician. So it demands sacrifice and loyalty to God and country. Protesters have purpose this time around. They will not run when the police return with their chemical weapons and guns.
Hey, thank you. Let's get my microphone going again. Brothers and sisters, I thank you for your patience. You didn't realize it was so difficult to tie a light bulb, right? Well, in Dominica, we need 2 men to tie 1 light bulb. At this time, ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great pleasure to call another special guy to the microphone. But before I can do that, let the people know that you are here. Make some noise in your large numbers. We are going to win the polls. Brothers and sisters, the next person here this evening is the accompanying master of ceremony, none other than our public relations officer, Mr. Steve Benjamin. Put your hands together, ladies and gentlemen, for Brother Steve Benjamin. Workers, fellow patriots, as we have been saying for weeks and months now, that we have been building a coalition, ladies and gentlemen, at home and abroad. And we are here tonight to send a message to the nation, to the world, and to Roosevelt Scarrett, the outgoing Prime Minister, that the decent thing to do is to go peacefully, is to go quietly. Because if he put up a resistance, he will listen and hear from the people of this country, brothers and sisters. Brothers and sisters, at this time, I want to call to address you, a member of the coalition fighting for democracy in this country, the president of the Concerned Citizen Movement, Loftus Emmanuel, brothers and sisters. Loftus Duran, sorry. Patriots! Ezola! I can hear you. Let me say good evening to everyone standing in front, on the right, to the left, to the back, and especially those of you viewing what is happening right here in Lago tonight. Lago is known to be the mecca of politics, and it warms my heart, ladies and gentlemen, to see a number of you who are interested in your country's welfare, ladies and gentlemen. Tonight, I represent the Concerned Citizen Movement in Dominica. Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell us something tonight. You realize that is a political platform. I am not a politician. I am a citizen of the Commonwealth of Dominica. And let me tell us something, ladies and gentlemen. We have seen that script already. We have read that script already. And Roosevelt Scarab and his henchmen and women, they are about to steal the next election. But we say tonight, in no uncertain terms, that we, the conscientious Dominicans, will not, and I repeat, not allow that to happen. And if you are not going to let this happen, I want to hear you raise your voice. Because by raising your voices tonight, you will be telling all the persons who are and who will be participating in that bad scheme, in that nefarious scheme, that we, the Dominicans, who are conscious at heart, we are prepared to defend our country and our democracy at all costs. And so, ladies and gentlemen, let me tell us something. Before the 6th, that is the day that Dominicans will be going to the polls. But before the 6th, we have to let everyone who is bent on that evil activity to steal our democracy from us, that they must know that we will not allow them to do that anymore. And so be prepared, ladies and gentlemen. Prepare yourselves mentally. Prepare yourselves physically. Prepare yourselves emotionally. Prepare yourselves psychologically. Because that is what we're going to need to ensure that free and fair elections be had in our country. And when I tell us they have a move to steal the next election, I am not just talking off my head. Ladies and gentlemen, that is a list I have before me tonight with a number of names from St. Thomas, ladies and gentlemen. And so when I tell you that this government is hell-bent on stealing the next election, here is part of the proof. Here is part of the proof. And so we have to tell all these persons and those who they will be gathering in Guadeloupe, in Antigua, in St. Martin, and further afield, that we who are gathered here tonight in our numbers, we will not lie down and play dead like 2009 and 2014. That level of foolishness must come to halt. And we're going to stop it this time once and for all. And so, on the list tonight, ladies and gentlemen, from St. Thomas, we have on that list, and I will be asking the questions tonight, whether, and I will not be going through all the names, but you have your smartphones, and you can go en masse in the cemetery and see exactly what is in my possession now. Yes, you have persons on here who have green cards, ladies and gentlemen. You have persons on here who have American passports, ladies and gentlemen. And what the hell? These people want to come and interfere in our democratic process here. So ladies and gentlemen, I won't be for long. Be prepared. We have to visit our ports of entry in Dominica. So we will be making a visit to Marigot Airport very, very soon. We will be making a visit to our ports. That is where the ferries will be coming in. And so you who are abroad and want to come and do something illegal, know that from the bottom of all our hearts here that we are prepared this time. So we will be making that call to let these people know in no uncertain terms that this time around we will not sit by and play as if everything is okay. No, it is not okay. And so prepare yourselves, because we will be attending to our ports of entry in Dominica. And no gun, no boots, no baton, nothing will stop us here. That is Dominica, and we have to be prepared to save our country. Roosevelt Skerrit is hell-bent to take away our democracy from us. But he will not do that, because once we are standing and we are united, we will defend our land. So ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you. The bell has rung, and that is the time for us to come out and defend our land. Roosevelt Skerrit is just like you and I know. So no level of victimization you need not fear. Because I can tell you, when we stand to defend our country on the night of the 6th of December, all of us here and the many Dominicans abroad who have Dominica at heart, we will be rejoicing. Freedom at last. Say freedom at last. That is what we will be saying. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Fellow patriots, we have to remain vigilant. And if there are those of us in foreign lands that are prepared to break the law and accept a ticket and money to come down and keep us in poverty, there will come a time when we will read the names of the perpetrators on the platform, brothers and sisters. So I give them notice tonight that we will name them, brothers and sisters. But I will continue to tell you that we have a solid team. That is why I am proud to go into the Petit Savant constituency and call to address you one of our finest, a woman, Rosanna Emmanuel, to address you at this time.
Wow, are you all ready? Well, as a new power, that man over there, guess what? Good night, ladies and gentlemen. I bring you greetings from the Petit Savannah constituency. And let me tell all you, when election day on the 6th of December, that seat is going to be in the bag. Kio Pavle, for the very first time, that seat is going to be in the bag. Tonight, I want you to know that it is time we take our country back and free ourselves from a life of victimization and fear. We are no longer slaves to, for we are children of. We are going to free ourselves from a life of poverty and vote for a government that will invest in you. That government is going to be Team Dominica, United Workers Party. We will invest in you by building factories, utilizing our natural resources, which will create sustainable jobs. No more handouts, no more hand up. Team Dominica will improve our healthcare services. We will invest in our public service officers and restore all functions of government, taking out that decision in one man, that man hand. Custom officers, teachers, policemen, and doctors, nurses, the power is being returned to you on December 7th, 2019. We will invest in our youth and in our elderly. We need to take care of our young people and our old people. We have all of the well thought out planned programs. But most of all, I want you to know, have no fear. Have no fear. God has not given us a spirit of fear. He has given us power and love and of a sound mind. Zotan Samokadi, a sound mind. So you have, we are going to use it to vote for country. But most of all, vote for Team Dominica, United Workers Party. Vote for the SAW, vote for country, vote your conscience, vote for development. Ladies and gentlemen, we have walked and walked and walked, and we are walking into victory. Financial Center, Government Headquarters, December 7th, 2019. Good night, ladies and gentlemen. Love you all, and thanks for the support.
Because we don't win this. I mean, give me the impression that yes, we do believe you. Until it is alright for us to have that end. Where we go?
She was powerful, brothers and sisters. We go back into the business of our constituency, brothers and sisters, and call a social media commentator, brothers and sisters, to address you. Siri, brothers and sisters. Let us welcome him.
Constituency. Nous allons jouer pour ça. Nous allons jouer avec eux. Nous allons watcher eux. Nous allons tirer eux. Nous allons watcher eux. Nous allons jouer avec eux. Donc, oh là, à droite. Merci, il vient chaud. Siri vient là bien chaud, c'est mon nom chauffé. C'est plaisir. Bien bonsoir à membre de United Workers Party. Bien bonsoir à tous les invités. Membre de... Nous avons trouvé que nous vivons en Dominique. Est-ce que la vie chère, mais la vie est cheap? La vie chère. Est-ce qu'il a fait couiller toi, Vaïbamoun? Il y a qui est NIP. Ça, c'est un NIP à son bel nom. N'importe côté où on a dit NIP, il y a là, c'est gobité à professionnel, c'est bité à bio, c'est bité à quoi, en fait. Bon, ça, là, qui a venu avec NIP, quand il a fait dans Dominique. Là, on a NIP pour $700. On
yon loyer $600 à ça fait pas non. Là vous payez facture lumière ou facture gloire ça fait pas non. Et ça Scarit ka dit qui belle. Eh bien en partant yo la ka fait millions et 20 millions. Yo la ka travailler pour tebe non mal. Eh bien là tebe mal ou ka vini mande yo ça ou vle. Eh bien ou yo ka dit pas couper les mains qui ka. Ah ben, on va couper tout dans les mains. Mon vle indépendant. Et bien, Scarit ni pour autant nous les bols. Et comme ça, il vient, c'est mon ouvert. Après 19 années, Scarit passe à venir devant peuple Dominique. Et bien, qui ça il fait en bagatelle. Après 19 années, il a venu milliardaire. Bon, il passe à dire qui ça il fait en bagatelle. Pour faciliter la vie à jeune monde. Faciliter la vie à grand monde. Et bien, d'après ces gens, il y a $300. Là, vous passez au zoo, et bien, vous demandez l'argent à beg. Et bien, il y a $1. Ou $100, $1. Qui ça? Ça prend rien, c'est $2. C'est même qu'on Scarit. Scarit, il y a combien de millions? Les gens les comptent, il y a $3,000, $10,000, $5,000. C'est même pareil comme les gens qui comptent là où il y a. Là où $100, il y a $1, ça prend rien. C'est qu'on sait les traiter les Dominicains. Nous pas ça quitter Scarit quand il est là. Nous sommes pour tirer Scarit là. Nous pour tout bout pour nous tirer Scarit là. Et bien, ils savent qu'ils vont sortir. Pour première fois dans l'histoire Dominique, les United Waters qui est en meeting, à 7h, la terre à plein monde. À 7h, mon terre a fini, 8h, mon terre a fini toujours. À 7h, ou pas ça même passe en foule là. Et bien, qui a la peuple haïtien? C'est haïtien là, qui quitté Haïti. Et si Haïti était bien, ça veut dire que où était Haïti? Si vous avez tout fait en Haïti, vous avez dit que où est Haïti? Et vous savez qui est Scarit vini? Et le peuple là décide pour tirer Scarit. Il est qui service haïtien là pour mettre pour mettre vie en place. Et bien si c'est haïtien là, pour qui est à l'est haïtien là, tout bout contre Scarit. Parce que Scarit les services, quand il servit un de Dominique, et bien il passe à faire ça encore c'est mon ouvert. Mettez-en les cas. Donc, avant de enregistrer, bon, il y a l'autre qui ne peut pas voter, parce que ça ne prend en web. Puis, là pas bon. Zon là, sur les passeports, donc, où est ton pays, travail. 7 années, donc, tout fait passeport, librement. C'est pas le qui de Scarit venir, service, qui est il faut nous voir où est service dans ce pays là. Scarit, quand on Dominique, maman, et papa qui était bail, et nous, tout qui l'a goumé contre lui, pour sa maman et papa qui était bail. Et pas maman Scarit et papa Scarit qui était Dominique Baye. Les mamans te capèdent. Ils viennent devant le peuple et ils disent ouais mon capède, vote Labour. Et bien mon pas même écouter qui mon vote United Workers Party. Scarit maman qui est une femme, Scarit qui est un homme, maman plus fort que Scarit. Maman pas tenir Gwen. Scarit passe à venir devant le peuple et dit vote Freedom pas vote Workers. Il est où était là, d'après il est au pouvoir. Mais nous, peuple, chaque monde, parlez pas voisins, parlez pas famille, vous habitez le Facebook, parce que vous n'avez l'autre pays, où j'ai qui c'est pour ça que vous passez à jouer avec moi. À exposer, et vous dites combien de vidéos qui viennent, gardez pour lui. Scarit dit pour sortir là. Scarit juste dit pour sortir là. Peuple a décidé pour sortir. Et bien là, il a gardé pour voler. Et bien nous nous pêcher, il voler. PD7 continue déjà aller. Daru c'est un failure. Comment il a le go? Failure can if Daru. Comment il a le go? Failure can if Daru. Comment il a le go? Failure can if Daru. Nous avons tiré là. Avec un message. Où était solide. Parlez pas de bon passer à ça. Veillez ça yo. Gardez pour ça yo pas fait. Exposez yo. Exposez yo. Faites vidéo. Tout qualité de travail en l'école, exposé. Donc tout le monde qui là qui nous mette à terre. Et pas United Workers Party seulement. Nous tout qui là. Scarit ni pour aller. Merci beaucoup.
I said to you tonight, leadership is everything. If you listen to the leadership of the United Workers Party, the head of this coalition, we shall deliver victory to you, brothers and sisters. At this time, brothers and sisters, I go into the Vekas constituency, brothers and sisters, and call a winner. I call a winner to you in the name of Clement Masley, brothers and sisters.
Good night, Dominica. Good night, everybody. How are you doing? Papa bon degademon. Everybody, the person by jail, hands please. Pop spoke a lot of Creole and I was saying, boy, Mr. Good. That's a new boy. New boy. Eh bien, mon gars dit ça soit là. Moi te parler avec Vietnam, il dit moi Junior. Mais c'est bêtise monsieur yo ka faire. Ou ka ba l'autre pays l'argent pour faire hôtel. Eh bien, moun qui ka fait la pêche, moun qui ka fait agriculture, ou ka dit yo vini pour un loan. Vini pour un loan pour faire kibite. Ça qui l'argent nous c'est ça non. And tonight I want to say that United Workers Party Team Dominica is about sharing the wealth. Sharing the wealth to each and every Dominican, especially the young people. My question to us tonight is, how many young millionaires do we have around us? How many young millionaires you have seen from your community? I want to especially take time out to talk to my people from my constituency. The people who have raised me, they know me. They supported me. They allowed me to do business in the constituency. They are the ones that's why I can stand today. Because what? They allowed me to make wealth for myself. And when you do that, you are able to stand to anybody and say, boss, I know how to make my money. You cannot tell me what to do. You cannot have me groveling at your feet for what is already mine. Because I know how to make more than what you give me. I want to tell each and every one of us here tonight, go and encourage our... is the what? Makatan Zoman. Let's go, the what? Good night, good night. See you all tomorrow. Good night. God.
Fellow patriots, ladies and gentlemen, you have to be happy because we are on our way to victory, brothers and sisters. I feel sorry for this little guy they send against a powerhouse in the Wesley constituency, brothers and sisters. Having made an attempt to launch him 3 times, brothers and sisters, he is still trying to salvage, you know what? Not just his candidacy, but his deposit, brothers and sisters. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, I go into the Wesley constituency and call to address you, the parliamentary representative and prominent businessman, the Honorable Ezekiel Basil, to address you, brothers and sisters.
You see what's going on down there? That everybody is going to be out like that on the 7th, celebrating when we at last body we get rid of labor. We have a collection going on in Wesley. We're collecting some money for the little boy to pay, to hold as his deposit, because his deposit will not leave the treasury of the Commonwealth of Dominica. We're holding it there. We're holding the deposit there. It's our money. We start to take back our 1.2. How we get it? We're taking it. Brothers and sisters, the people of Wesley have asked me to extend our deepest sympathies to to the people of Grand Forks on the passing of Miss Gertrude Roberts. People of Grand Forks, sympathies to you from the people of Wesley, Woodford Hill, and Palm Tree. But you know, I bring lovely greetings to you, brothers and sisters. One of the most disturbing things to me is how a government who have served the Commonwealth of Dominica for 20 long years destroy the lives of the farmers in the Northeast, destroy agriculture, and have the guts, they have the guts to come and ask the people to give them 5 more years to do what? To do what? What we going to do with them? Vote them out. What we going to do with them? What we going to do with them? What's going to happen on the 6th? Brothers and sisters, I say to you that this man was so frightened. He got scared. You remember Ambrose say the little man inside of him was talking? When the little man escaped, he jumped in the speaker and what he say? I have demons in me. Ask Danny about that. Now it's Shape Danny. It's going to Prime Minister. He just called the elections. That was it. Election call. Well, here's what? We will destroy the demons. We are going to get rid of the demons. We are going to win the next general elections. And if the people decide that they're going to fight for the reform, I with them. If you all decide you're going to fight for your reform, I with you. Clear message. He ain't getting Wesley's seat without a fight. That will not happen. And when the fight come out, they're going to lose their deposit. So what we need now is 10 more because Wesley in. Wesley in. What we're going to do with them, brothers and sisters, we are going to vote them out. I said to you, we're taking no chances. We are playing with nobody. This is serious business. This is serious business, brothers and sisters. This election is going to determine our future. This election, brothers and sisters, is going to determine what happens to our children. And as a result, the work to win the election is not that of 21 candidates. 21 candidates cannot do it. All of you here must go out like the 21 candidates and do house to house just like us. You must go out in the streets and in the corners and campaign as hard as you can. The house is dissolved. The house is dissolved. Policemen, all public servants, go out there. When the house was not dissolved, you had policemen on the radio talking nonsense. It dissolved now. So let's go out there. They can't do you nothing. They're gone and they're gone for good. They will never return. They will never return. They will never return. They're gone and they're gone for good. Go out there, brothers and sisters. Campaign, campaign, campaign. We're going to whip them to the ground. Finish with them. That's it. Labor dead, labor done, labor gone. Workers' time. We are going to fix the country. I love you all. Have a good night.
Yes, yes, brothers and sisters, we move into the east and we call to address you, brothers and sisters. A lady who put the president of the Dominica Labour Party into political retirement. I call to address you, the incoming parliamentary representative for the La Plaine constituency, Sister Francisca Joseph, brothers and sisters.
Whoa. I wasn't there, but they tell me free buses come down well braced from La Plaine. So La Plaine, lift your hands up. Yes, this is your girl Sika La Plaine. We are going to take it back. Because for the past 2 terms, they volleying it from us. This time it ain't got volley anymore. So they tell me now tonight I have to speak about good governance. And let me hold that mic in my hand because that thing treasure in me. They tell me I have to speak about good governance and what we will do when we come in. Is Dominica being governed very right for you this time? Do you agree with what they are doing? I was a public servant for 39 years in Dominica, and I can tell you, it haven't got no good governance in Dominica because they do what they want. They do you anything they want. And I retired since February up to now. They have my gratuity holding in a corner. I tell them, take it, give it soil, give it water, and it must grow because I must get it. But we're not going to do that to you because when you retire, the United Workers' Party will ensure that you get your gratuity on time. So you don't have to see me there. You don't have to scream and shout because you have worked for the system and the system has failed you. We are not going to fail you. And let me tell my brother Jason, who is there, that the village councils going to be organized. Because every village councillor, anybody who wants to go up for village council will be elected by the people. So we don't have to nominate anybody, and we will fix the village councils because we knew what village councils were before, and we'll take out the hands of government in village councils. That's where they launder their money. They put all the money in the village council and they go back and they take it. This is not going to happen under United Workers' Party watch. And I'm talking to all public officers today. I am talking to the police and all of you. The Public Service Commission and the Police Service Commission going to operate independently. This is what we promise you under United Workers' Party. No longer will a minister say who going to work, who gets in that job when they don't have the qualifications for it. You have the qualifications, you have the experience, you're going to get the job because no minister not going to interfere with your position because the Service Commission and the Public Service Commission will operate. So those police officers, if you're hearing me, you have the big degree and they have you running the streets and they have those with nothing on radio doing all sorts of cautioning. We are going to fix it for you. But for us to fix it, you have to put us in. For us to fix it on the 6th of December, you have to ensure you go to the polls. Go to the polls very, very early and go there and vote. And vote for the SAW because the only symbol you're going to see is the SAW. We're calling on the nurses for good governance. You have all GA vehicles all over the island and nurses, when they finish work, where you seeing them? On the road, waiting for transport. You don't know what's going to happen to them. We are going to stop this. We are going to ensure that all the GA vehicles will be parked under government headquarters and people, the nurses will get home safely. We promise you that. And this is good governance. We promise you we're not going to volley our money. We're not going to give all fellas names we cannot pronounce in Italy and everywhere they come out. They're not going to get our money. You are going to get the money. This we promise to be good governance. So ladies and gentlemen, in order for you to get that good governance we're talking about, you have to vote for the United Workers' Party. People of La Plaine, you have to vote for Sika. People of Castle, you have to vote for Teacher Ernie. And everywhere around the island, we're going around and we're taking 21 seats. Because this is what we're going to do this time. Because we have suffered enough. We have suffered enough. We're not going to suffer anymore. So we give you this promise that we will do good governance. It's a government of integrity, a government of honesty, a government of inclusion, because we're not going to see it's a one-man show. Mr. Linton is not a one-man show. It's a team that's going to take decisions. So ladies and gentlemen, if you want that team to take decisions, we call on you, all of you, call your mother, call your brother, call your sister, and vote for the United Workers' Party. Public officers, I'm calling on you. Teachers, I'm calling on you. Policemen, I'm calling on you. You tired suffer. All now so you don't get a salary increase. You should have gotten your salary increase. So you kiss it goodbye because the house dissolved. So you're not going to get a salary increase. But we can promise you, we will raise the minimum wage by 50%. So no longer will you work for $4.05 an hour. This is the worst in the Caribbean. And they tell us we're last in everything. But when you vote the United Workers' Party, we're going to be first in everything. Because God is on our side. And when God is on your side, and you put the United Workers' Party there, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take this country to a next level. So thank you very much. I love all of you. Thank you.
Honest tonight. Who can beat Danny Lugay in Roseau North? Ladies and gentlemen, I want to go into the Roseau North constituency, a stronghold of the United Workers' Party, and call to address you, the Honorable Danny Lugay.
Welcome! Justin Roseau North is here. They send an old turkey. They send an old turkey to Roseau North, but we will defeather him. Roseau North under lockdown. Roseau Central under lockdown. You can't say no to so-so. Roseau South under lockdown. Don't test the people's power. And Roseau Valley under lockdown. It is clear God is intervening in this election. There was a certain leader who led his country for 15 years. He put his fist up to the heavens and he said, I run things. God has had enough of this. Pride comes before a fall. God is fed up with this and the people are fed up with it. And no matter what they try, we will defeat big money. We will defeat big money. By God's grace, we will defeat big money. So, let me tell you, my people, I was only assigned 2 minutes and I am not going to go. All I want to say to you, especially the young voters who are voting for their first time, look for the saw on the ballot. You will see 2 lines, put an X between the 2 lines. That is all you have to do. If you can't spell my name, that doesn't matter. Just look for a saw. Everybody know Oligojin. Okay? So, in the coming weeks, I've been very impressed with what I see among young people. They are leading the charge. They're telling me, Danny, you're an old man, get out of the way. And they are doing the campaigning in Roseau North. I want to urge the young people. I see a soldier there. Raise your hand, soldier. He was in my constituency last evening, helping me to bring the young people to register. That is the kind of spirit we want. So no matter what they try, if they bring their flights down, we will still defeat them. But we must send a clear message to the diasporans. If you love your country, if you love the young people of Dominica, give them a chance to make a living for themselves in their country. It cannot be that you go overseas, Martinique, Guadeloupe, in the United States, and making a living for yourself. And in Dominica, young people making $4.05, and you telling them that good enough. In Roseau North, excuse me, you won't be welcome. Good night and God bless.
Yes, patriots, you heard from the man himself. As we move on, we continue to ask ourselves, what did Roosevelt Scarrett meant when he told you that we have powerful candidates in constituency we cannot win? Ladies and gentlemen, I go into South City, Grand Bay, and call to address you a very energetic candidate in the name of Ned Paquette, brothers and sisters.
Wow. Wow, wow, got some mimoun. Manque l'oswela. Dominique c'est ça nous. I mean, so ça m'a hot quoi mais monter le bazon ti quoi l'oswela. Est-ce que vous mettez tellement pas de quoi l'oswela, c'est tellement haché.
Azali comme ça. Tout le monde là? Maman Tanza, tout le monde là? Azala? All right. Amen. From tonight, I am vanquishing that name called Dominica. From tonight, I am a whitey Kubulian. I am a whitey Kubulian. And that is me standing strong with my Kalinago brothers and sisters. Too much. Enough is enough. So in light of this, all you know my mantra, I would like everybody after I speak to say, let my people go. Do you guys remember that? What are you going to say? Let my people go. All right. For the daughters of Dominica who have been victimized by a corrupt government. Let my people go. For the sons of Dominica without employment and independence. Let my people go. For the young lady who has been living in a shelter at Foncole 2 years after Hurricane Maria. Let my people go. For all those who have died because of this government's failure to develop an efficient healthcare system, let my people go. With the farmers who have suffered economic demise of their farms under the DLP government for the last 20 years, let my people go. With the teachers and other government workers waiting 5 to 10 years to get appointed, let my people go. All the nurses left to burn, left to bomb right late at night while government vehicles are driven around aimlessly by political allies. Let my people go. With the Kalinago people who have seen little to no economic development for the past 20 years. With the people of Granby who have been shortchanged and failed to reach their full economic and cultural potential. Net Packet says, the Whitey Kubulian say, we are going to spread the Red Sea with the mighty saw of the... Thank you very much, my people.
We move on. Solid team, powerful candidates, human resource capacity at the top, brothers and sisters. It gives me pleasure to go into Soufriere, brothers and sisters, and call to address you our candidate there, Dr. Sam Christian, brothers and sisters.
It's Soufriere in the house! Workers! I didn't hear you! I didn't hear you! Yes. You know, last night, I was running around the constituency, registering people, and that was a lot of fun. But this morning I hear about plane loads of people, and you read about all the kind of cautioning and all the kind of wickedness that is being done to undermine the change that is coming in this country. And I say, for 2 years I have crisscrossed this country with the Freedom Party, with concerned citizens, with the Workers' Party, talking about electoral reform. And I want to go on record that we are not just going to forget about electoral reform, because after we do all this work, we are not going to allow evil people from overseas to come and steal the change of the Dominican people. Don't come and bring your misery here and then go away. So the people of Dominica will have something to say about that. The OAS, the Organization of American States, CARICOM, the Commonwealth, has told us what we have to do. They have diagnosed the problem, but they cannot treat. It is up to us, the people of Dominica, to treat ourselves. It's up to us to take and correct this situation, ladies and gentlemen. But I just want to say very briefly that over the years, I have noticed a lot of good people, a lot of devout people, a lot of church people had no appetite for political change. They were taught from the pulpits that you just submit to the government in authority. But ladies and gentlemen, I have seen a remarkable change take place over the past few weeks. Yes, I have seen people of faith, devout people, church people, sanctified people, Holy Ghost baptized people, consecrated people, sacramental people stand up and say, we want in our country truth, righteousness, and justice, and we are going to get it, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, this is the country that we have to take, ladies and gentlemen. And everything I have done in my entire life, from being Secretary General of the National Youth Council, from teaching at the Wesley High School, from trade medical school in the United States in Washington, D.C., from being a major in the U.S. Army, every single experience and every single training that I have got to has come to bear in this group of people. I have never been associated with a more dynamic, a more consecrated, a more trustworthy team of people than the team put together by the Honorable Lennox Linton. Ladies and gentlemen, we are so tight. We are tighter than family. I love these people. We pray together. We eat together. And these are the kind of people that is going to be your next government, ladies and gentlemen. I am so proud of the pastors and the priests and the holy people who pray with us and give us the spiritual direction, both here and overseas. And ladies and gentlemen, we are full of power, as has been quoted before. God has not given us a spirit of fear, but he has given us a spirit of love and of power and a strong mind. And I say to all my Labourite friends, I say to all the Dominicans who have not yet understood the situation that Dominica is in, now is the time to come together. Come now and let us reason together. We cannot lose Dominica, ladies and gentlemen. When we, a parent, has raised a child and brought them up that the way they should go, they have trained them, they have disciplined them, they have woken them up at night to do their homework, and that child goes to university, and that child becomes a professional, and they come back to their country. Who the hell is anybody to tell them that they cannot work in Dominica? It will not happen again, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to put a stop to it. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, this is the Dominica that I want. This is the Dominica that I love. This is the Dominica that I came back to. And I am so proud. And I am so happy that I've been given a second chance to work with this dynamic team. This team under my classmate, my friend, the Honorable Lennox Linton of the United Workers' Party. Let's go forward. Let's go forward. Let's go forward to victory.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, fellow patriots, we are tired of the lies, brothers and sisters, and we promise you decency in government, brothers and sisters. Let me recognize the work, brothers and sisters, of Dr. Thompson Fontaine, our international secretary and legal financial advisor, based in Africa, but continue to be part of the management committee of the United Workers' Party. Brothers and sisters, at this time, I call to address you, the man that has replaced Dr. Fontaine, brothers and sisters, Dr. Pharaoh Kofi, the incoming parliamentary representative for the Grand Four constituency, brothers and sisters.
The ground still tough. How Mama Africa tell me things rough? Yeah. Workers! Hold it down. Special good evening to all present here today, especially to the Monjon, Rivier, Syric and Grand Four. Don't forget TFM. Good evening. Let me begin by asking you guys, to pay a little respect to our former Pal Rep, Gertrude Roberts. A little moment of silence will do in remembrance of the lady. Yeah. So in doing that, I'd just like to extend condolences to Greta Roberts and the family members for the passing of their mom. I admire this lady, Gertrude Roberts. She was the first Pal Rep, woman, female Pal Rep for the Monjon, Rivier, Syric and Grand Four constituency. And I admire her. She gave me that chance, to be something in life. And she gave a lot of us, we the young people from the constituency, an opportunity to be something in life. So we give thanks to her. Blessings. Are you ready for change? Yeah. Let's go, Dominica. It's coming. December 6th. It is coming. Well, to realize change, your unity and cooperation is now more important than ever. We are in the midst of change. Change that you Dominicans demanded. And we, the United Workers' Party, we are going to deliver that change to you. Through this change, we will fix and put an end to the problems that you are facing here in Dominica. We now hope that there will be an ending to the neglect from this government for the past 20 years. The mission of the United Workers' Party, as a political party, is to fix the problem of the nation. We are going to find solutions to the problems that have been plaguing us for the past 20 years under this administration. We believe in structural analysis in determining what is going to run the nation. We do not believe in mere changes of personalities of leaders and others. Hold on. My computer gone. We believe that we need to change the structures and the system to address the root causes of our nation's problem. In short, we believe in structural change. If we do not change the structures, then the rich is going to get richer, as is happening here in Dominica, and the poor is going to get poorer. The gap between the rich and the poor of our country is therefore of significant importance. We cannot allow these two poles to get to so much of an extreme. We cannot allow Skerrit and this government to take over this country for another 5 years. We cannot and should not allow that to happen. Young people, young sportsmen, let's put that into context. Presently, where do you guys play sports in Dominica? No bathing facilities. The playing fields are in a deplorable state. There are no sitting areas for the fans. My people, let us think and let us think hard about where we want our country to go for the next 5 years. I am asking you, please, the young people, let us make that decisive decision. A decisive decision in taking this government from office. I am asking you guys to please vote for Sika in La Plaine. Please vote for teacher earning Casiros. Please vote for Annette in the Kalinago territory. And we go all around the coast. We need these seats in order to form the government. So while we are in government, we will take care of your needs. I thank you. Hold on, we are coming.
Mimon, put up your hands and say, I love myself. Put up your hand and say, I love myself. Yes, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, I am going to introduce right now my incoming parliamentary representative for the Casabras constituency, Ernie Lawrence Johnson. Ladies and gentlemen.
Whoa, oh my God, where have all these people come from? Oh God. Did you know about this meeting from last week? You only got to know about this meeting last night or today. This massive crowd is sending a message. This massive crowd is telling me that Dominicans are fed up. Dominicans are fed up of this corrupt, incompetent government. And if we are fed up, there is something that we have to do. This government, this corrupt government has caused our youth to go astray. This government has caused our youth to migrate in droves to neighboring islands because no jobs were created for them. This government has caused our youth who would like to go into agriculture to be so discouraged because they have caused agriculture, the mainstay of our economy, to die. No inputs, no incentive, nothing for us, no markets. As a matter of fact, from 2013, 2 refrigerated boats were coming. They were purchased, we were told, but they have not arrived. And so the youths have been waiting and they never got that. This government has caused our youth who like sports. When you think of youth, you think of sports. And our youth cannot go into sports as they would like to in some constituencies, in many of our constituencies, because if you look around, you go around the country and you look at the playgrounds, you will see these playgrounds are abandoned. And so our youth, they are frustrated. Our youth are teachers. Our youth are teachers. We have some youth who are teachers. They have been working for more than 10 years. 10 years and more. And they cannot get a permanent appointment. Our youth, some of them are nurses. And they have to stand on the roadside and wait for a ride while government vehicles are patrolling all around doing private business. We are saying enough is enough. We can take this no more. Come December 6th, that day, December 6th is liberation time. December 6th is freedom time. December 6th, we are going to teach the Labour Party that incompetent, that corrupt, and that lazy government. We are going to teach them a lesson. We are going to teach them a lesson, and we are going to take them out of office. We are going to blow them out. We are going to wipe them out because Dominica needs to move forward. Dominica has to go forward. These people are keeping Dominica back. They cannot grow the economy. They cannot do anything for us. Our engines of growth are dead. They have to be revived. We have to resuscitate them. And so on December 6th, we are saying, when you go to the polls, you are going to see no other symbol but the saw. Put your X by the saw. Put your X by the saw and vote out this incompetent government. Every constituency. Castle Bruce, are you there? Good up. Sansove, Petit Soufriere, are you there? Castle Bruce constituency, you are there. And we have said in no uncertain terms in the Castle Bruce constituency, nobody else is coming there. No other candidate is coming there. Teacher Ernie is the boss. Teacher Ernie is the boss. And we are going to take that seat. We have taken it and we claim it. We have claimed it in Jesus' name. We are going to take it. And so the same thing, I am urging you, the very same way, in every constituency, don't see any other symbol but the saw. We are fed up. We are fed up. We are fed up. And we are going to vote them out. Thank you.
Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, do you feel the power of your new government? Do you feel that you have a team to manage this country? Ladies and gentlemen, when the death rate at the hospital rise, blame Labour because they let go Alcohol Jumbi by the savannah up in Goodwill. But tell them, you pass a fait noyen, nous négocier à partir. Jumbi can't do nothing. And we have a lot of prayerful people, ladies and gentlemen. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are fighting a fight of spirits in devils and principalities. But we have pastors, we have Christians, we have Catholics, we have holy people defending this country, ladies and gentlemen. They have disrespected our youth, and I blame Skerrit because the Minister of Education made himself an ass detector, and he discovered that Skerrit was an ass. So don't be surprised. That was the reason probably he walked away from the youth. And this is why I am bringing to you right now a former Prime Minister. Ladies and gentlemen, he is back. He is back. He is back, ladies and gentlemen. Edison Chenfield James, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. All you are a little too close to me. So I want you to gravitate. I want you to just gravitate a bit. But don't gravitate too much, because you will butt up on the containers down there from the lava people. I am advised that what you see down there is in the region of $1 million of cost to the taxpayers, ladies and gentlemen, to launch one candidate that is going to gravitate out of Roseau Central. But ladies and gentlemen, yesterday we lost the stalwarts, Gertrude Roberts. And I understand, I wasn't here earlier, that we have already recognized her through a minute or so silence. So that will do for now. Sometime later, we will do more. But just to say, that was a decent human being, ladies and gentlemen, who did a lot for her country. And I heard comments today on Sebastian and Ozilwi's show that DBS called the Prime Minister to ask for tributes with respect to Mrs. Roberts. And that they did not call me and all that. Well, I can tell you they did call me. They called me later and said they said this is DBS. I say, who, DBS? You sure you have the right number? Because it's 10 years, DBS never called me. So I worried whether you're now calling me to tell me they're taking me for incitement. So then I asked, is this going to be live? They said no. I said, well, thank you very much, Mineta GDBS, if you know live. Because I do not know what they will do with my recording. But ladies and gentlemen, this is a serious time for us. Serious time. Our democracy has been under threat, and it is getting worse, ladies and gentlemen. But thankfully we know that the power in people is greater than the people in power. The people over the years since 1971 adopted a set of rules by which we the people, would be guided. It is called the Constitution. And in that Constitution, provisions are made for certain institutions to guide us. Like the Electoral Commission. Well, that one now is a toothless bulldog. He no have no teeth. He can't bite. And there is also the police service. Unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, the leadership of the police service has shown us that they will not be prepared to protect United Workers' Party supporters and officers. The leadership of the police service. That is bad. I, as a Dominican, I do not have the confidence now that the leadership of the police service will protect me, ladies and gentlemen. Neither will they protect any senior person of the United Workers' Party. And that is sad. That is sad, ladies and gentlemen. You have a police service, ladies and gentlemen, that will stand idly by while our leader, the leader of the opposition, is attacked with people coming from foreign with the intention to cause assassination on his property. And I'm saying boldly tonight that there is an inspector of police who is implicated in the plan to do damage to Mr. Linton in that way. And I'm challenging the commissioner to say it's not true. And that I want him to ask all his inspectors, acting or permanent, to write a statement of truth that they have not been involved in utterances which demonstrate that they are involved in the conspiracy, ladies and gentlemen, to do harm to Mr. Linton, involving the assassins who came down here. Challenging him. And when you know that, you cannot have confidence in the leadership of that part of our constitutional provision. I've said the leadership of the police service. There are many policemen in that service that are not in that. What they have to understand is that they must say to the leadership, when they are getting instructions and orders that are illegal, I am not prepared to carry out an illegal order. That is what they must do. The next institution is our courts, ladies and gentlemen. And we are still hoping that our court will stand up for what it is supposed to stand up for. When I came back here a few weeks ago, one of the first statements I made was to ask that we go to the courts to deal with the matter of electoral reform. I am still asking that today. I am aware that discussions are going on with a lawyer or lawyers to deal with that matter. It is not too late for us to ask the court to direct the authorities to clean the list. It is not too late. In St. Kitts, within 2 or 3 weeks, the matter to do with elections went through the court, the High Court, the Appeal Court, and the Privy Council within about 3 weeks. In Barbados, the matter to do with elections went through the High Court, the Appeal Court, and the CCJ within about 3 weeks. In Guyana, a similar thing happened. So it is not too late for us to go to the court, to ask the court to direct the commission to clean the list, ladies and gentlemen. The power in people is greater than the people in power. The leadership of your party has done all it has been able to do to deal with this matter. The power in the people is greater than the people in power. It is you now It is you, the people now, who have it in your hands to show that your power is greater than their power. But all avenues are to be exhausted. And the last one available to us is to go to the courts. As I said, I'm aware that at least 2 lawyers are working on that matter. We ask them to expedite it. Tomorrow, there's the opportunity for us to discuss with a foreign lawyer to get on board with us. But in the end, I want you to hear me again. The power in people is greater than the people in power. In that regard, I am appealing to our diaspora people. We are on the verge of a great victory in Dominica in this election. The Labour Party is hell-bent on stealing the elections. And part of their efforts in that regard is to use our brothers and sisters who are overseas in the diaspora to pay them, to bribe them, to bring them in for a 3rd or 4th or 5th time to upset the elections here. First, we appeal to our brothers and sisters overseas, do not do that to us. Do not do that to us. The power in the people is greater than the people in power. We are appealing to you sincerely and peacefully. Do not do that to us. Taking money from these people to come here is bribery. It's bribery. Do not get involved in that, ladies and gentlemen. So, we are going forward, ladies and gentlemen. We have a solid team. Our leader will talk to you as he has been talking to you about plans and programs, ladies and gentlemen. He will tell you why it is that you must take out this bad group of people and why it is you must put in this good group of people, ladies and gentlemen. But the power in the people is greater than the people in power. It is for you, ladies and gentlemen, to do your bits. So I'm saying, all of you here, I hear everybody saying, but look, people, all of you here have a role to play. To go out from tonight into the byways and the highways and convince 2 or 3 each of you. They say the Q95 is not carrying all around the island. That is being worked on as I understand it, and that will happen. But in the meantime, you have a more powerful message and a more powerful channel to reach people than even Q95. So use your feet and use your mouth and use everything you have to convince your friends and your neighbors and your relatives that this is the time. United Workers' Party is the time. Because, ladies and gentlemen, our country is in the verge of complete bankruptcy. You see that early election that Skerrit called here? After he announced a meeting of the parliament and he asked people to bring in, he asked the parliamentarians to bring in their questions by Friday gone. When Skerrit see the question, when he saw the questions about Montreal management and about the 1.2 billion, I understand they call him. I don't know if it's Andrew Hayden from Montreal management. I don't know. But I understand they call him and they say, partner, you cannot allow Lennox Linton to go in that parliament again and embarrass you and embarrass us. So call the elections. That is what happened there, you know. That is what happened because the treasury empty and they know that they're not going to be able to pay salaries in the next 2 months. So they run for elections and hope that you will vote for them. Pala! Not at all, ladies and gentlemen. Pala! No way! So I say, ladies and gentlemen, as I leave, it's wonderful to see so many of you here. Mr. Linton and the others will tell you that we will need even more of you on Sunday up at the Carib territory. Ah, Papa God, things will be nice and dandy. Nice and dandy on Sunday in the territory. So be there, ladies and gentlemen. I go now, but I leave with you, ladies and gentlemen, a firm commitment to be with you always in this struggle. I am not done yet, ladies and gentlemen. They say I retire, well, it's new tires I put on. New tires. So stay well. Stay well. Thank you very much.
Because you're waiting.
yes, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we are going, ladies and gentlemen, as one of the most powerful solidarity message to you, ladies and gentlemen.
You hear that? Oh my God. Dominica, we ready? Dominica, we ready? Early out, we're going to vote them out. Brothers and sisters, bells, I see you. Mero, Layo, Sanjo in the house. Make no mistake, St. Joseph is in the bag. The labor doctor will continue to work at the PMH. But we will put into government, we're going straight to that ministry building, a true leader. I will serve my people with honesty, integrity, and transparency. The change that Dominica desire is here. Dominicans, are you excited? Dominicans, are you excited? Freedom is here. When the man put on that pink shoe and I saw him step out, I took a breath of fresh air and I said, free! Free! We are free at last, brothers and sisters. At this point in time, the power in the people will be greater than the people in power. You, Dominica, are going to the polls on December 6th, and you have to decide what you want for yourself. We are moving in a new direction, but you have to embrace that direction. We can only tell you what we want to do for you. You have to grasp that vision. You have to embody it. You have to feel it deep inside your soul. You have to want it for yourselves and your children. And you have to go out on December 6th, early out, and vote them out. We have suffered as a people under the Dominica Labour Party government. But Dominica, your defining moment draweth nigh. I am supposed to speak about community tourism today, and I can speak a lot about it because the constituency which I represent has so much potential in community tourism. I have watched the St. Joseph constituency throughout my lifetime move from prosperity to poverty. We will reverse that. It is time to take back our country, brothers and sisters. I have watched 2 hotels in the Layo River area and in Castaways go down in peril to never be replaced in the under 20 years of Dominica Labour Party. We will reverse that. Dominica has potential across its length and breadth. We have potential. It is time to harness it. Each and every single one of us can do something to make our country better. Inside of you lies Dominica. You have the food and the fuel to push her to a place of transformation like you have never seen before. The pastor said it. There is a shift in the atmosphere. Dominicans, are you claiming that shift? Will you claim that shift for yourselves? Will you claim it for your children? Will you claim it for your grandchildren? Under United Workers' Party government, we promise you a renewal of community tourism. We will not only build hotels in the north. There will be hotels in the north. There will be hotels in the south. There will be hotels in the east. And make no doubt, we will get an investor to build a hotel on the property where Castaways once was. Community tourism will come alive. We will see the Mero community transformed. We will see Layo transformed. We will see Point Michel transform. From Capuchin to Kashako,
Dominica is ready for transformation. But brothers and sisters, are you ready to give that to her? How ready are you to give that to her? Tonight in my heart there is a song, and in my spirit, hallelujah, I see the victory. Dominica is moving to redemption. I want you to claim that for her. I want you to change that for her. On the 6th of December, you will be called to duty. Do not disappoint your country. History will remember how without electoral reform, the power in the people became greater than the people in power. We will vote them out. With or without reform, we are going to win this election. Make no mistake. Make no mistake. We will identify every voter that comes to our polling station. We will guard every polling station. We will vet that voters list. We will remove every dead name. We will save our country. Onward to victory, brothers and sisters. Onward to victory, brothers and sisters. Redemption is on the 6th of December. On the morning of the 7th, we will say freedom! Free! Free!
Yes. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we are ready to lead. And we continue on the subject of terrorism briefly with solidarity message. We are just trying to establish to you, ladies and gentlemen, all our candidates are ready for leadership position. And therefore, I am bringing to you right now, the man from the valley, the belly of eco-terrorism, Ronald Charles, ladies and gentlemen. Chebe Choke!
Ladies and gentlemen, I have to talk about tourism, but before I do so, you can't come and put out a pink shoe when all of us wearing a black shoe. You know, this is for your people. Hit the people with 10 more seconds. Let's go, Mr. DJ. Let's go. Pull it up. Have the injection for all the doctors. All right, there we go. Ladies and gentlemen, let me just say I have a platform on tourism. Now, tourism is serious business. If you know that, you know for sure. Places like St. Kitts, ladies and gentlemen, we have 1 million visitors going to St. Kitts. Dominica, we are struggling. The only time that we see a lot of tourists coming is when they call the election and they come in to steal it. But it's not going to happen this time. Because, ladies and gentlemen, you know for a fact that the communities of Loubier and the hotels like Galway Hotel and all the other hotels down in the south, they went through struggles too. And today, they are still struggling. The United Workers' Party will ensure that these hotels get back the right place in Dominica. Because too many times we sideline them. I know we like the big D. The other hotels are coming. But let me tell you, they said that JetBlue coming. The only party that have blue is the United Workers' Party. And we're going to take the flight into Dominica. And the next time you see me on the 7th of December, I will be the next parliamentary representative for the Rosa Valley. We are the only party that is going to build the international airport. And when we build it, we're going to build it strong with our own people, and we're going to do it with our own money, and it is the people's money, and we will build the international airport. But Mr. Not easy, you know. They just have things. It's not easy. Every time they come in with a new spin. When you look, ladies and gentlemen, at the Rosa Valley, under Colin McIntyre, the Rosa Valley under tourism has gone zero. Ladies and gentlemen, the only good thing that we are getting from the outgoing Pal Rep is the Jericho Wall. There were so many people employed in the Rosa Valley under the tourism product. Ask me today, where are our people? Ronald Charles and the United Workers' Party will ensure that the Rosa Valley, which is the capital of tourism, get back its rightful place in tourism. And we'll make the US dollar. And we have pounds to
exercising our rights to ensure that the laws are followed. No nation, Haitian, or anybody come in and take it away from us. None of them, brothers and sisters. None of them. We will assist the police to ensure that the right team comes in to develop our housing programs. So all those promises that they gave to our people of Campbell about housing, we will take care of that. All the promises they give into people now, using housing and treating people and saying, look, no, Workers' Party never did that, Freedom Party never did that. But when you have a dealership, that is what they do. They disrespect you and they make you think that they are doing you a favor. No government does anyone who votes a favor. And with our housing program, we'll ensure that it is not just resilient, it will be sustainable. Hurricane come, it will stand. Earthquake come, it will stand. We have the capacity to design such. Every farmer will have a proper home on his field so he can stay and work and produce and become part of that economy that we are going to talk about and we are going to do so that our people can get back to work, brothers and sisters. We are asleep in that country for too long. We need good people. We need capable people. All these things about foreigners coming and take our work have to stop. Can you imagine if that was in Jamaica or Trinidad and a foreign contractor come as he put us a lot of sand blocks there? It's gone. We are joking. We are playing around in Dominica. And too much deals going on in that Ministry of Finance and in that Prime Minister office. We need to clean it out. We need to get it out. We need to get rid of that shoes and the saw will cut it out. Have a good night, brothers and sisters.
When the United Workers' Party coming, we'll take back our public works. They sell it to their friends. We will take it back. This is land belonging to the people of Dominica, and we need it for the development of Roseau, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, their candidate for Roseau Central is gravitating outward. Our candidate is staying inside and gravitating inwards. So I bring you so for Roseau, ladies and gentlemen.
Competition tonight. Brothers and sisters, this is the day that the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. We are fighting spiritual warfare, and we are saying tonight that we are dispelling every form of darkness. So continue to pray for Dominica. Roseau Central, I say good night to you. I know you are here in large numbers. Let me see you. Because everyone in Roseau say, you can't say no to so-so. You know that? You can't say no to so-so. What time is it? What time is it? Well, you know. And so, brothers and sisters, I want to say to you that the Labour Party has failed this beautiful country. For many years now, they have been talking about a new Roseau. That Roseau would have been an envy of the Caribbean. Look at Roseau. Are you satisfied that Roseau got attention? Are you satisfied that how the road networks are? Are you satisfied that the private sector is okay? Right. And so, brothers and sisters, we in the United Workers' Party, we have a new vision for Roseau Central. I will not go in all of the details, but I will tell you, on the United Workers' Party, you will have a new Roseau. Every street, every sidewalk will be looking good. We will do it. And when you look at Roseau, you have been seeing the congestion of traffic. We will fix that. And brothers and sisters, you know that you have the commercial Roseau and you have the residential Roseau. That too must be well organized. We need to ensure that we have the necessary infrastructure to do business and let Roseau be conducive to do good business for everyone. If you notice, all of the vendors are disorganized in Roseau Central. We must work out a strategy to get them organized so that they will do their sales and be productive in every aspect of their business. Brothers and sisters, you have seen the position of the Bayfront with respect to how there is congested. For now, we can only accommodate one ship at a time. Don't you think it's time to improve the pier on Roseau? Don't you think it's time to organize so that we can accommodate 4, 5, 6 ships? Let me tell you something. I heard the Prime Minister sometime today. He said, you know, that's laughable, you know. They are expecting 124 cruise ship calls. But during Freedom Party, you had 480 cruise ship calls. And monies were put aside. And that was how Portsmouth was able to get the cruise ship berth. Today, when we're in a modernized world, when we're in a global village, look at the state of Roseau Central. I say to you, notwithstanding what they have said, we are going to fix Roseau. And so the Prime Minister's wife asked him a question about, darling, how you getting money now? He said, Mel, go to? Hey, but you're sleeping, man. The Prime Minister's wife asked him, but darling, how do you get the money? And in his usual style, he said, Mel, go to? Mel, go to? So that is the response a man has for his wife. Far less for you. And so, brothers and sisters, we have heard again that the private sector is the engine of growth. We have heard that all the time. But that's not the case. Because the private sector needs to be incentivized, and this government has failed to do so. We are saying to you, this private sector needs to grow to ensure that it creates employment for our local people. And so we are saying, as a diversified strategy or diversification strategy, we are going to ensure that we link the private sectors with other sectors. What about linking the private sector with agriculture? Let us look at the farmer-manufacturer linkages. What about introducing new product development to ensure that we expand the economy? And what about linking farmers to the hotel relationship? These are the things that we need to do to grow Dominica. So, brothers and sisters, rest assured, under the United Workers' Party, things will happen. I am telling you, we are not afraid of them. We are not afraid of them. It is Dominica's time, and each and every one of us, we are responsible to save this lovely patrimony. Dominica belongs to all of us, and we have to ensure that we save this democracy. It is very important to us. So all of you who are here, we adore your presence. We welcome you. When you look on my right, those there you see me as your left. When you look on my left, those there you see me as your right. Brothers and sisters, as we mirror together, as we journey together, we need to come together to rescue this land. We depend on you to rescue Dominica. We are just a few of us. We are 21 strong. But what is happening is that you need to extend that to the various constituencies. Do your work. Do your work so that Dominica will be rescued. So I say to you tonight, brothers and sisters, the task has just begun. On the 6th of December, we are declaring victory in the name of the United Workers' Party. Rosso is strong. They cannot win Rosso. They have plenty money to spend, but they can't win Rosso. It is only one thing you know. It is Soso for Rosso. You can't say no to Soso, and Rosso is not for sale. Have a good night, lovely people, beautiful people. I love you. We love you. Go home safe. Listen to the leader. He has an important message for you. Bye-bye.
In our life, ladies and gentlemen. This is why on the 6th of December, nous call Tiweyo, 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 yo pabo, nous call Tiweyo, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, someone that will not address you here tonight is the Queen of the Kalinago territory. The one who will be taking home the Kalinago territory Salibia constituency, Annette Thomas Sanford. But we know, come Sunday the 10th of this month, you are going to greet and meet Annette Sanford by your numbers, by your thousands, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm also saying to you right now, another person that will not address you tonight briefly is Nicholas George, the man who understands security. He will be the one that will be one of the lead persons, a security team of the Team Dominica. So we are well covered. We have capable, honest, competent, experienced people. And it is why at this time I introduce one of the most hard-working politicians in Dominica. One of the most loved politicians in Dominica. Ladies and gentlemen, a must win. A must win. Nuka Babs Chikira, your volley, and Nuka Bang Alale. One volley we giving her. So this is why I bring to you right now the current parliamentary representative, the deputy political leader of the United Workers' Party. Who you voted? Joshua Francis.
Brothers and sisters, good evening, good evening. Rosa South! Rosa South! It is victory time! Victory time for Dominica! Brothers and sisters, the hour has arrived, and we are giving all the glory to the Almighty God. Though we have labored in the vineyard, many of you have been victimized and persecuted. Many of you have had to stay without work. Many of you had to go day in, day out with low pay. Sometimes without food on your table. Sometimes without money to pay your medical bills. Sometimes you had to give your children very little. But the time has arrived when all these struggles will be lessened and reduced in Dominica. The time has arrived when your Team Dominica United Workers' Party will take office, led by the honorable, courageous leader, the Honorable Lennox Linton. Are you ready for your new Prime Minister? Yes, yes, yes. Are you ready for a new economy? Yes, yes, yes. Are you ready for more jobs? Yes.
Yes, yes. Our young people, are you ready for a better Dominica? Yes, yes, yes. We are ready. So brothers and sisters, the Dominican Labour Party and its authorities try to take your lion and put him in a den. And I'm out of the den. I have not roared, but my opponent is already cracking. When the lions roar, his opponent will be crushed. So have no fear. Roseau South is safe with Joshua Francis. And Dominica is safe with the Almighty God, not with Labour. Dominica belongs to the Almighty God, not Labour. So brothers and sisters, your team, the United Workers' Party, is going to ensure that life is better for you. And that is why we have decided to put not only short-term, medium-term, but long-term economic development plans to ensure that all of you who are in search of a job will get a job. That is why we are going to reduce VAT from 15% to 10% on certain items. Do you want lower VAT? Yes, yes, yes. And you also want a reduction and removal of import duties on certain goods coming in on the island. Do you want that? Yes, yes, yes. And you also want to see your economy grow from where it is right now to 6 to 9% a year. Do you want that? Yes, yes, yes. Our small businesses, you want to see a small business development plan in Dominica where small businesses will get the necessary assistance. Do you want that? Yes, yes, yes. Brothers and sisters, I know that you also want to see our local hotels get part of the CBI proceeds so that they can reopen their doors. Evergreen, Cicero, Anchorage. Do you want that? Yes, yes, yes. Brothers and sisters, the time has come. We have a lot of work to do. A lot of work. And therefore, make sure that you continue to do the work. You are to go out there to convince those who have not been convinced to support Team Dominica, the United Workers' Party. Anyone has a blue shoes to give me? A pair of blue shoes so that I can start celebrating. I want blue shoes, blue pants, blue socks, blue vest, blue top, blue cap, because we are turning Dominica blue. Blue, blue, blue. So brothers and sisters, as of tomorrow, I urge you to start wearing your collars. The time is here where you have to stand up, because our authority is not man, it is the Almighty God. And He gave us a spirit, not of fear, but a spirit of love, a spirit of humility, a spirit of sound mind, and a spirit of power. Because the power is in you. I see the Rasta man here, he's saying, boy, yeah, I really have power in a right, Rasta man? And I know you're waiting for us to legalize the weed for you, so that you can go Zion and plant your weed and make money to take care of your children. And the young people who are here, I know that we are going to correct the youth unemployment problem in Dominica. We are going to ensure that when we grow the economy, more jobs will be available. Salaries are going to go up higher and higher, because Dominica is not the tail. Labour Party has kept it as the tail. It is time to make it the head in the region, as it was in the 70s and 80s. So brothers and sisters, I am going to make way for the incoming Prime Minister. The man has courage, integrity, sincerity, strength. But now don't tell me the man has balls.
I am not going to say that. The panel want me to say that Mr. Linton has balls. I am not going to say that. I will say that Mr. Linton has spine. And he has an iron spine. And that is why, in spite of all the weapons they threw after the man, cases after cases, lies upon lies, the man is still standing. And he's standing tall. For those of us who build not on sand, but on the rock of Christ, we must stand. So tonight, I urge you, Dominicans, to keep growing the numbers. On Sunday, we are going to support Miss Nurse Annette. So make sure that you get your whole family. We are swimming, we taking caboose, we taking bicycle, we taking donkey, we taking horse, we taking helicopter. All of us are going to Gaulet River. By the way, brothers and sisters, that is where my mother came from. So I am not only a Roseau South man, I'm a Gaulet River man. So brothers and sisters, one love. Are you ready for your victory? Boy, that's not enough. I'm not seeing enough hands. Are you ready for your victory? Dominica, we are ready. Good night. I love you.
Together again for Joshua Francis. Ladies and gentlemen, it is leadership time. And I sense all you want to make a daybreak. But the incoming Prime Minister will decide how long he speaks to you, the ladies and men, and the future of Dominica. Ladies and gentlemen, it's leadership time. Leadership that respects our young people, ladies and gentlemen, and will not walk out from our young people. Leadership that respects the highest office in the land, the Parliament of Dominica, ladies and gentlemen, and will not summon a meeting of Parliament and call and dissolve Parliament well before that meeting date, ladies and gentlemen. Disrespect to the Parliament and the people of Dominica. Leadership that will respect and honor a commitment after requesting a report from the international community on electoral reform. We'll ignore it, ignore the bishop, ignore every civil society group in Dominica and call an election, ladies and gentlemen. The leadership I'm calling on right now is serious leadership, mature leadership, respectful leadership, honest leadership, and you have all of it embedded in the person of Lennox, the next Prime Minister of the Commonwealth of Dominica, ladies and gentlemen. I will call on here Lennox Linton and his team shall follow him, ladies and gentlemen. The next Prime Minister of Dominica, Lennox Linton, ladies and gentlemen.
Raise up your hands, raise up your hands. Put it up! And just go side to side. You raise me up.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the next Prime Minister of the Commonwealth of Dominica. This is yours. The man for them. Put your hands up. Your Prime Minister will be with you always. Me up some mountain. Lord of mercy. Salute. 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 Everybody do the salute. Everybody raise me up. Let's put up your hands on the back. Put up your hands. Everybody. Prime Minister of Dominica. Bless him. Raise me up. Put up your hands in the sky. Scream.
Raise me up to more than I can. You raise me up to more than I can be. Lord of the nations, thus to thee our country we commend. Be thou her refuge and her trust, her everlasting friend. Dominica, it is indeed a great joy, a great honor to see so many of you all here tonight. And you're here tonight for a very important purpose, because this is the night when we drop the anchor. The anchor that will keep the soul of Dominica steadfast and sure while the billows of election roll. It will be fastened to the rock that cannot move, grounded firm and deep in our Savior's love. A general election has been called for December 6, 2019. Without electoral reform, by a man who believes that Dominica belongs to him, that the people of Dominica are his little children, and he can make a mockery even of the parliament, the highest decision-making body in the land, in the silly games that he plays with the election date. The man who has called our elections in Dominica is the chief enemy of free and fair elections in Dominica, and he has unconstitutionally prevented the Electoral Commission from cleaning the voters list. The man who has called the election has illegally privatized billions of dollars belonging to the people of Dominica from the sale of passports, and he has placed that into the corrupt control of friends and foreigners. The man who has called the elections faces questions about financial benefits he accepted from his rogue diplomat jailed this week in Iran for 20 years for stealing 1.3 billion US dollars of Iran money, which Iran says has to be repaid. The man who has called the elections in Dominica
is the man who boasts that he runs things. The man who ran health care into the ground. The man who ran unemployment up to record-breaking levels. The man who ran people into poverty and dependency. The man who ran the young people of this country into hopelessness and despair. The man who ran Ross University all the way to Barbados. The man who called the elections is the very man who, according to his own deputy, has kept Dominica behind for too long in this world and last in too many things. The man who called the election is the man who, according to his education minister of the last 10 years, is an ass. The man who called the election is the man who aggressively, rudely, and savagely turned his back on the young people of Dominica, standing to salute the state in the national youth celebration of our independence. Tonight, we salute the young people of Dominica for their bravery and for their refusal to be obedient to oppressive, unreasonable instructions. So this man has not called the elections for the people to freely and fairly elect a government of the people, by the people, for the people. He has called an election that he has prepared himself to manipulate, to keep himself in office against your will, against the will of the people of Dominica. All along, we said that there will be no election without electoral reform. All along, believing that we were dealing with people in governance whose respect for democracy and Christian conscience would have eventually led them to honor the people's request to safeguard their electoral system from dishonest, illegal practices designed to steal elections. The dictator has defied the people. The dictator has defied all the civil society organizations of Dominica. The dictator has defied all the other political parties in Dominica. And the dictator has defied the international community represented by those august bodies that he himself invited to come to Dominica and advise on the way forward for electoral reform. And when they told him what needed to be done before the election, he promptly rejected the recommendations. The dictator has acted in the dictator's interest to own and to control. The dictator is now running a government that has driven up the state's overdraft to over $150 million. So the government has no money, but the dictator has money. Millions of dollars are being put out to charter planes to bring people in to vote for the dictator illegally and unconstitutionally. Take a look when you leave here tonight at the size of the stage that is going up between the arch. They hardly have space between the arch for the stage. Where is all that money coming from? From your passport dollars, from the sale of the people of Dominica's passports. That is where the money is coming from. So right now, they have enough to run their campaign, but they don't have enough to run the people's business, so the overdraft keeps going up. And he calls the election. So So now that he has called the election in his interest, the people have the duty to respond in the interest of rescuing our country now from the ownership and the control of the dictator. And we also have the responsibility to set our electoral system right, to free it up from the clutches of the dictator and ensure that it works for the benefit of all the people of Dominica. So, what are we going to do? Wait, listen to me. Listen to me. Roosevelt Skerrit has been told that he cannot win the elections with the votes of the people who are living in Dominica. I want to repeat that. He has been advised that he cannot win the election with the votes of Dominicans living in Dominica, because Dominicans living in Dominica know exactly everything that has gone wrong with Dominica in the last 20 years, and why Dominica needs now to emerge from this long dark night of suffering and a never-ending struggle to survive that just keeps getting harder and harder every day. Dominicans living here get it. So left to us alone, the election is done and the election is dusted. But Skerrit has a plan to stay in office, regardless of whether Dominicans want him there or not. So he has listened to us. And while we were saying no election without electoral reform, in order to pressure Christian people who we thought were of good conscience to do the right thing for Dominica, he was seeing for him an opportunity to stay in government. Because if we say no election without electoral reform, and he doesn't give us electoral reform, and we don't contest the election, then the dictator has his dictatorship on a platter, and we are not going down that road with him. He is going to leave office, but in the time available to us, we will continue to insist that the reforms be put in place, but we are contesting the election. Make no bones about that. And we are going to win the election. It is the only way. It is the only way that we will make this the last election in Dominica that we will contest or we will have without electoral reform. But once Roosevelt Skerrit remains in charge, there will never be electoral reform, for the simple reason we didn't have it in 2009, even though the Electoral Commission decided on it in 2008. We didn't have it in 2014, and he's telling us now, as far as he's concerned, we are not going to have it in 2019. We are saying to him, we will pull out all the stops to ensure that we get it, including going to court. But if we don't get it, because Roosevelt Skerrit and the Electoral Commission do not give it to us, then we will do what is necessary to be done to ensure that regardless of what they try, we will be victorious in this election. This means, ladies and gentlemen, that there's a lot of work for you to do. There's a lot of work for us to do. The power in people is greater than the people in power. And now the people in power want to tell us, those who have the power, what to do. They want to tell us you will have an election that you are going to lose because we are going to steal it. We, the people who have the power, will insist they cannot steal this election. So look at what happened yesterday. Elections were called. The House was dissolved yesterday, and so you had until midnight to register. You know what they tried to do yesterday? These criminals, Leban Modara Kiyoye, they were all over the country putting illegal people on the voters list. Young people who have not yet reached 18, people who are not living in the place where they having them to register, people who are not citizens of Dominica, they are not naturalized, they don't have a passport of Dominica, they come from Haiti, they come from wherever, and the Labour Party was busy yesterday putting their names on the register in different constituencies. Now we have a job, part of our preparation, to make sure that none of these names that they have placed illegally on the list to be entered officially on the voters list for the next election will be there when we go to vote. We will ensure, and we have to ensure, that they are taken off the register. They are rejected, that those applications to be on the voters list where they are being done illegally and contrary to law will not be allowed to go on the voters list for the upcoming elections. That's responsibility number one. And that involves all of you who know in your communities, in your neighborhoods, people who don't live by you, don't live in your area, but want to be on the register in your area to vote to influence the result in your area. And the next thing we have to do, we have to talk to our brothers and sisters who live overseas. A lot of them are electing governments wherever they live. A lot of them don't feel or understand what we feel and understand in Dominica. And if they're going to come down to Dominica to be involved in criminal voting practice, meaning that they came and they accepted a bribe from Roosevelt's carrot. They accepted your passport money, our passport money, for a ticket and for stipend and for money in their hand to come to vote for Skerrit. We are saying to them tonight and for every day until the election, you cannot do that. You cannot do that. We are involved. Those of us who live in Dominica are involved in a struggle to save the soul of our blessed country, and nothing will turn us back. This is a righteous cause. This is a just cause. This is the work for God and country in Dominica, and we will not be defeated. Tell them that for me. So, I hear they're organizing their charters. $1 million per charter to come into Dominica. They have planes, they have ferries, they have all kinds of things to come into Dominica to bring in our brothers and sisters to influence the result for us. But even so, they are not confident of winning the election because their consultants are telling them at best that things are tight. Well, things were tight before they called the election. They were tight. Right now they call election things more than tight. Because right now there is no turning back. He cannot call election a second time. And he thought he was calling the election in circumstances where we would back down because he didn't give us electoral reform. We tell him tonight we have news for you. We're coming for you, and you will be out of office on the 6th of December 2019. It is just as simple as that. But it is challenging because of the work we have to do. And I don't want you to underestimate the role and function of the people with whom the power lies. I don't want you to underestimate that. Roosevelt Skerritt wants to keep Dominica exactly where he has brought Dominica, into dependency and poverty, while he and his family and his friends and the foreigners are making off with hundreds of millions of dollars. I am happy to see so many of you all here tonight, because it means many people in Dominica, especially now that the elections have been called, are no longer fearful of the dictator. I don't want you to fear anybody. I want you to be bold. I want you to stand up and to fight for your country. And we have said, and I want to repeat tonight, all the public officers of this country, all of the people who work for the state of Dominica, have no fear. Put on whatever color you choose and go out and support your political party. This is election time. And anybody who is victimized with loss of job or loss of pay or anything, we will take care of that when we get into office on the 7th. Nobody can victimize you now. It is too late for that. It's too late for that. And where you blow the whistle, where you let us know about corrupt practices in government that is affecting the work of the people of Dominica and affecting the integrity of our stewardship and governance, you will receive $10,000 as an ex gratia payment for your bravery and courage in standing up for Dominica and blowing the whistle on corruption and wrongdoing. We cannot build a country where our public officers are afraid to speak and are afraid to expose wrongdoing that is hurting the people of Dominica. And of course, that $1.2 billion that we're looking for is not my money, you know. It's not Skerritt money, you know. It's our money. It's our money. And we will go to the length and breadth of this earth to get our money back. To get our money wherever it is being hidden. And when that money comes into Dominica, the people of Dominica will directly benefit from it. At least $25,000 will go to each household in Dominica from your $1 billion that has been taken away from you under your United Workers Party, Team Dominica. We will correct the injustice. And I'm not interested now in all of the things that the $1 billion can do. I want you to understand, as an example of what belongs to you and what needs to be done with what belongs to you. We have fought for this. When we get it, it goes straight into your pockets. Your families will benefit directly from it. $25,000 at least to every family in Dominica, from the monies that has been illegally taken out of the treasury and placed in the private control of Skerritt and his friends. Because you know what? When we asked about this money, the first thing the man told us was, you know what? We're building houses for you. And he don't want to talk about the money. But if you take $100 of my money and you spend $20 to build houses, you have $80 for me. So if you take $1 billion of my money and you spend 200 million in housing, you still have 800 million for me. My change is my change. We raise our children to bring back the change when they go to the shop to buy anything. We want our change. Skerritt doesn't want to talk about our change because he has given our change to his foreigners and friends. And that's not acceptable. So we're going to get our change back, and we're going to give it to the people to whom it belongs. It is as simple as that. Our change. And you see this business of foreigners making hundreds of millions of dollars from our passport money, while people in Dominica are still waiting on insurance settlements to fix their homes and to fix their business. That stops on the 6th of December. We will give the money from our passports so that the people can fix their homes. We will let the insurance company have money to refund, to pay the claims of people who still have their properties, their businesses to fix. White Gallery Hotel and Evergreen Hotel and Anchorage and Bellow and all of these business establishments that were employing people still have to be suffering. What about Melvina and all these places that need their money to get back on their feet? We have the money to put them back on their feet. It will cost less than $20 million. And we have foreigners going away with $163 million of our money for two of them, $81.5 million each. And our people are suffering for less than $20 million. It is our money. And you have no right to be using it like that. So now, he called a meeting of the parliament. Calls the meeting of the parliament. The following day, I put in a question for him to answer. Where is our $1.2 billion? Ça ou fait éveil? Oti l'argent nous? And Isaac Baptiste put in a question the same day about the housing. How much housing? How much money you spend on housing? Where our change? When Skerrit see the question, Skerrit send it for his masters overseas. And the masters told him, are you mad? We know your education minister said to the world that you are an ass, but are you really that crazy? You want to go and face Lennox Linton in the parliament on the $1.2 billion that you kept out of the accounts for 2018-2019? Listen, my brother, that's not on. Cancel the meeting of parliament and dissolve the house. You not going in there to embarrass yourself or to bring down our arrangement under which we are benefiting from all these billions of dollars from Dominica passport. So Skerrit say he not in that. Skerrit run quick and dissolve the house. And he call election. But you know what? The Lord moves in mysterious ways, his wonders to perform. He can't call elections again, you know. It's one chance he had to use it. The ace don't play. Look at you here tonight. Anxious, waiting for your opportunity to go and mark your ex. Anxious, waiting for your opportunity to bring your family and friends to go and mark their ex, so that the dictator can get off our backs, so that we can move on with the business of fixing Dominica. I say to you tonight that your United Workers' Party Team Dominica will transform Dominica into what Dominica was blessed to become, was blessed to be. The one and only true nature island of the world. We have to live like nature island people, and we will live like nature island people. We will live according to the lessons that nature teaches us. When you watch nature, do you ever see the sun shining for itself? Huh? You ever see the sun shining for itself? You ever see rivers drinking their own water? Yes? No. You say no. The sun doesn't shine for itself. The rivers do not drink their own water. The flowers don't shed their fragrance for themselves. We in this nature island have to learn those lessons that we live for each other. We live for each other. And we must come up, all of us together. So this unification with hate that Skerrit and them have been preaching, it cannot work in Dominica. We will unite Dominica like Dominica has never been united before, because it will be united on the basis of our strong Christian principles and our respect for living in harmony with the natural environment. And when we fix agriculture, it will be a fix that ensures maximum employment within the sector and maximum output of the plants, the fruits, the vegetables, the flowers that we are capable of producing in organic circumstances on this nature island, that we will use for ourselves and we will sell to the world to help take care of our business and to help to fund our participation in the affairs of the world. So, agriculture, the main engine of our economy, will see a total and complete transformation, especially with the initiatives that we will take in the area of medicinal marijuana. You notice how long it is taking this Roosevelt-Skerrit government to understand that marijuana, cannabis is a growth area for the agricultural economy of Dominica into the future. All he's interested in is saying to young people that you'll be able to smoke a spliff. Young people have gone past that because they see the economic advantage. And I go to places around Dominica where the young people have begun to make their marijuana oil. And they have begun to create solutions, medical solutions for ailments that are common to us, for themselves. And they are ready to participate in this emerging economic opportunity around the world, while the Prime Minister of the last 20 years is only interested in them being able to smoke a spliff. What kind of magic is that now? So that is the magic that he wants to continue with for another 5 years. But that cannot work. You so ran healthcare into the ground that he himself is ashamed of it to sell us, I have health insurance, I can fly my family out when something happens to them. What about you? And they cannot give you a commitment of what they're going to do to transform healthcare in Dominica. They're leaving it for us to do, and we are up to the task. We have the best healthcare professionals that Dominica has produced on our team and within our circle of advisors. The principle is the best of us will take care of the rest of us, and within the field of health we have the best of us to take care of the rest of us. And you see they can't build no hospital in Marigot. 5 years, you know. 5 years hospital closed down, no hospital. All of a sudden, election coming, they fence off a place. And they put a piece of heavy equipment there. But the election is on the 6th of December. So guess who is going to build the Marigot Hospital? And we're not concerned about any contracts or agreements that they may have been entered into around election time for the purpose of fooling people. All of those contracts and agreements will be reviewed, because when it comes to building the health services infrastructure, the public infrastructure, the economic infrastructure of Dominica, we will act in the best interest of Dominica pursuant to the laws of Dominica. This business of handing one man overseas absolute above the law control of our passport billions and having him to decide which Dominican can work and which foreigner he's going to bring in to do heavy equipment work or construction work or truckers work It's not going to continue. It stops on December 6, 2019. That's where it ends. So that we return Dominica to Dominicans. And we return the resources of Dominica to the benefit of all the people of Dominica. We have to pay better wages. 20 years in government, and this Labour Party is satisfied and happy and defending $4.05 an hour. And they just launched the Kempinski. They just opened it. $66 for a burger. For you to eat a sandwich at the Kempinski, you have to work for 16 hours, 2 days. You have to work for 2 days for you to be able to buy a sandwich in your hotel that your passport money built. A juice is $30-something. You have to work for a day to buy a juice. So a sandwich and a juice in your hotel that your money built, that 2 men made $163 million for, you have to work for 3 days on minimum wage to eat a sandwich and to drink a juice. And the people responsible for that are coming to you to tell you, we call elections for the 6th of December. We put in all sorts of things around Dominica. We have mega stage. We bring in people from all in the foreign to come and do work for us. We have cool out money going up like it's crazy. And we're going to fool them again. So we're going to take their government and we're going to keep them in subjection. And they say into themselves, boy, it have plenty of people in Dominica that go to school on Good Friday and Boxing Day. It have plenty of people in Dominica that go to school on Good Friday and Boxing Day. And plenty of people, when they give them the money to pay the school fees, they take it and buy bakes. Yeah? All you're talking about, the thousands of you who have gathered here tonight, that's how they think about you. Their local strategists, their advisors tell them, Dominica has more foolish people than smart people, so they must speak to the foolish people. And they have no idea what is coming for them. They have no idea the wisdom and understanding in the ordinary people of the Commonwealth of Dominica. The God-fearing Christian people of good conscience who will rise to do the work of God and the work of country for the Commonwealth of Dominica. That is the miscalculation. Because right now they agree. You know, they agree they're going to lose 5 seats. You know, they agree they're going to lose 5 seats. I have news for them. Anytime they agree it's 5 seats they're losing, I know it's about 8 or 9 or 10. But they're saying when they lose the 5 seats, they will come down to 10. And there is a certain seat we have that they say they're going to win. That way. That's why they call, that's the circumstance under which they call election, you know. Scared couldn't count 11 seats, you know. Scared is wishing on a star and throwing up a prayer that something will happen. Some miracle will happen that will allow him to go back in government. He is going out of government. And that is happening on the 6th of December 2019. If you believe that 6th of December 2019 is our day to save our country, raise your hand in Lagos for me tonight. I'm not seeing any hands. I am not seeing any hands. I am not seeing any hands in the back there. I am not seeing any hands in the back there. I am not seeing any hands on the side going down. Where the hands? Where the hands? Flags, I'm seeing flags. Yeah. All right. You think they can turn this back? Dominica, we, the people of Dominica, in whom the power lies, will not be defeated. Our election will not be stolen from us. We who have the power will decide that. And they can come with whatever trick they want in the book. We, the people, are going to join hands and join hearts and stop them. This is our time to take our country forward, and we will do exactly that. But before we start going forward, we have the work to do. This election come again, so you know, international airport talk start again. We had one international airport runway in 2000. Baptist called it runway 1. He called the one in 2005 runway number 2. The one in 2009 runway number 3. The one in 2014 runway number 4. They're talking now about runway number 5. We have airports in the sky. But I don't know any airport where they don't have land on the ground. So we have to have airports are on the ground. 1998, 21 years ago, your United Workers' Party completed plans, detailed feasibility studies, detailed environmental impact assessment study, detailed economic feasibility, detailed all sorts of plans that were required, engineering studies, all of that were done. 1998, November 1998. And in the ensuing months, we started putting the money together and the resources together to start to build the airport. We had gotten to the point of over $100 million in commitments to commence construction of the airport 21 years ago. This criminal enterprise government spent the last 20 years in office having had all that work at the start and failed to build an international airport. Now they tell us that the Chinese are going to build it. Good news. Good news. The Chinese will build it under United Workers' Party Team Dominica. Because there's already some cocoa macaque that we start to hear about the Chinese involvement. And we'll leave that for another time. The only thing I want to say is that you should not forget $13.5 million from the sale of our passports has been going into an airport development account since May of 2017, which means right now, in addition to the $10 million that was put up front, we are supposed to have over $420 million for an airport in our airport development account, OT Lajala. They don't like me because God blessed me with the ability to count big money. I don't afraid money, I count money. So I want to ask them, where is the $420 million that is supposed to be in our airport development account? They're mentioning the name China now to suggest that they have no financial responsibility, that China is going to do everything, but we don't know. I will ask them, if we were in the parliament, I might ask them, well, is it part of China's famous Belt and Road Initiative? I don't know. Are Dominicans going to be able to work on it? Is it going to be a loan or a grant or a mix of two? I don't know. So what do you know? All you know is that an envoy from China came down to tell you that China will fund the hotel. But what magic is that now? The Chinese ambassador in Dominica is the envoy of China in Dominica. What envoy again you want? You see the Labour Party government, it is so time for them to go. It is not funny, you know. The level to which they take the people of Dominica for granted and believe that they are fools. The level to which they disrespect us and insult our intelligence. You cannot have a group of people like that continuing in government. They cannot do anything for you. They cannot do anything for the people of Dominica, because when they will come to you with the ultimate insult that they can take your money and bring it to you for you to put them back in government, for them to help themselves and continue to cripple you, they rarely believe that they own and control you. And God has created this time for you to teach that bunch of rogues a lesson that they will never forget. Some of them wish they lose, because some of them fed up of Skerrit. And losing the election is the only way that they will get rid of Skerrit, because they will no longer be around him. If I tell you some of the things that Skerrit is asking about his candidates that are with him on the election campaign, you'll be totally amazed, But we keep those things from our platform. We're not talking about that. All we talk about is the future ahead of us, the future in the distance, and the good that we can all do together for our beloved Commonwealth of Dominica. The future is bright. December 16 will usher in a new era of governance in Dominica. Your United Workers' Party Team Dominica is ready for the task at hand. We have been prepared. I give you the assurance that your country will not be again the country that it became in the last 20 years, where people feel fearful, people feel afraid of authority, where people feel that they're not being utilized, their talents and skills are not being put in the service of their country, and where they feel they're not benefiting from the resources of their country in their own country, while others are coming in and doing royally well. We bring an end to that unfortunate state of affairs on December 6, 2019, with your triumphant vote for your United Workers' Party Team Dominica, not a party for red, for blue, or for green, but for a party for the Commonwealth of Dominica. And you know that we have earned the right. We are the only party in Dominica that has earned the right to be called a party of all the people, because we have been the only party accused of Yotekafe Keshoy Tupatu. Meaning, in our short time in government back in the 1990s, we were taking care of all the people of Dominica. And we were building out the economic infrastructure. And money was meeting money, and we were looking ahead forward to big things in Dominica. Your time has come to dream again. Your time has come to believe in the best Dominica again, because we are on the verge of a triumphant victory at the polls on December 6, 2019. The next few weeks are going to be busy. I'm looking forward to seeing all of you as we take the message of hope and deliverance to the length and breadth of Dominica. This has been a wonderful evening for which I thank you. Get home safe. On Sunday, we are going to the Calrip territory to launch our sister Annette Sanford. I thank you very much for coming. Take care of yourself. I love you. God bless you.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for the next Prime Minister of Dominica, Lennox Linton.